Hello, everyone. I'm Ben.
And I'm Birdie.
And welcome to Because of Course We Did, where we discuss life as a modern artist, the way people react to us, and the things that we do, and occasionally talk about recovering from religious trauma or mental health journeys and all sorts in between.
Today we're going to be getting into the weeds about nature and how it's an inspiration for both of our work.
How is it an inspiration to your work?
Well, we went on a walk yesterday.
I like going on walks.
Yeah. I don't know. Where do we start? I was thinking about you recording nature things to inspire you.
I do like to do that. I have a Zoom H2N, thinking about upgrading. I might actually, I got this little podcast recorder, could use both of these microphones for capturing some sick sounds out in the world. So I might do that. But yeah, I'd just kind of stick it out there in the world, and then we go on a walk. And then whenever we come back, I've got some sick nature tones.
And how do you want to use those? Are you going to mix them into your songs, or is it just to inspire you? Or...
both of those things. I do want to mix them into songs. There's some work that I really like that has that, and I just think it's neat to include some bird sounds and wind noises and whatever else you can have. If you have something related to the lyric material, it can really bring someone there, which is really cool. But there's also some sound design stuff that's really cool. You can turn sounds like bird sounds or whatever else into instruments or feed them into instruments. So you can make a whole load of things. And I just listen to it while writing because it blocks out the world and puts me somewhere that I want to be.
Yeah. I always want to be in the woods.
I'll be in the woods. I'm surprised we're not in the woods right now.
We should be. It's a little chilly today, though.
It is a little chilly today.
Yeah, I feel like all my work is inspired by nature.
Oh, yeah. There's... you go on about that, but I love the designs that you have for your for the prints and the embroidery. Why don't you expound on that?
Yeah, I make various kinds of bags, purses, and zipper bags, and I make lino cut prints and everything, and they all have nature themes. I feel like nature is the most beautiful thing that the world is, and putting it into nature, putting your work and mixing it with nature, it's a beautiful collaboration.
Absolutely. That, and you are nature. You're a part of nature. So it's cool to bring who you are to your art.
Yeah. And I write sometimes, and that's all nature focused. I don't really know what is better inspiration than nature, honestly. I've never been one for political poetry or I don't know, art that has a meaning for now, Mm-hmm. It lacks, there is definitely space for that sort of thing, but it lacks a timelessness that I think a lot of art that we call important, it encapsulates nature, including human beings. Mm-hmm. If it's too much, it sounds like I'm saying that art that isn't nature is bad. It's not. It's very of its time.
We really a lot of that stuff, but it's not normally what we end up producing.
Yeah. And I feel like it's an important thing that if you don't feel inspired by it, then you shouldn't try to force it. And it's things like current trends and political place of the world, or just opinions that are current, don't inspire me. And but it does some people, and I that's great because you need both, but they say more about the time you're living in and nature. I feel
it's
talking
timeless.
About nature and connecting nature to your work, it connects through time.
Absolutely. I would agree with that, and some examples of that would be Robert Frost's The Road Less Traveled. That's
Never
very just
bumper sticker.
Yeah, people love that and always have.
Well, people will always relate to nature, whereas things that come and go of current times, they can say a lot and be very important for the time that you're living in, but they they don't last. And I don't know, I've always had this kind of feeling of legacy being important, even though it's a strange concept because I have no children and I don't like connect to my ancestry very deeply. Like I do, but I also don't, because I don't have like, I didn't grow up with grandparents. I didn't grow up feeling like strong identity of my people or anything.
Right.
But the idea of leaving a legacy of something beautiful has always been really important to me. Like when I was a kid, I used to think about that a lot, about like writing, because I've been writing since I was a little kid. Horrible stuff, but you know, it's there. And I used to have this very morbid fantasy about people finding my work long after I'm dead and people being inspired by it. And
I think a lot of people can relate to that, to be like, you know, they achieve this great work and, you know, they go down in history as one of the greats for that. And, you know, I think a lot of people feel that way, especially artists.
As I've gotten older, though, I'd like to be, if at all possible, recognized for my work within my lifetime.
Yeah,
maybe not morbid ass little kid.
Yeah, maybe not, you know, to the level of Van Gogh. Like, I don't want anything to do with how Van Gogh's life went. Like his, you know, no one cared about him while he was alive, and then, you know, stardom afterwards. Like that doesn't benefit me at all. His
greatest works that everyone loves the most are nature inspired.
That's a great point.
It's his own point of view of nature. Like they're definitely, a lot of them, they're not true to life, like always, especially his most famous of Starry Night is definitely not true to life, but it's nature.
But it's inspired by nature, and that's, you know, that's the heart of the issue right now.
Yeah, I feel like I get most of my inspiration whenever, for writing especially, like obviously the drawings, the carvings, the stitching I do even are nature inspired, but I get most of my inspiration for things that I would write when I'm out in nature. Like
absolutely,
it's just the most inspiring place, and it feels the most real of reality, I suppose. Like, I don't know, there's so much of the world that's so manufactured and human, and like, not that humans aren't nature, but we're kind of obsessed in a way with like creating something that battles nature, I guess. I don't know, that counteracts nature. Like we're so obsessed with that, even though we are nature. But it feels the most real and connecting to all of nature. Like actually being in nature, because like you being part of it and it being part of you. I don't know really where I'm going with that.
Just get out in nature and you'll most likely be inspired. Go look at some beautiful leaves and some adorable little birds. Like,
and a pursuit of being quiet.
Yes.
And like, not that nature is quiet. It's not quiet at all. No, but it's not like the consuming noise of life that has been common for a very long time. Like we think about modern life and everything all the time, but like the world has always been loud and people have always had opinions, and there's always been some version, for a long time at least, there's been some versions of machinery or people working or whatever. But it's like taking yourself out of the constant stream of stimulus of life and being in nature and respecting nature while you're in it, and like actually letting your brain go quiet. I feel like it ends up saying more than that is allowed during your normal everyday, when you're dealing with tasks and you're thinking about what you need to do, and there's stuff.
It's an escape from it. Like if you go out into nature, you're not trying to accomplish anything. And I think that's one of the many reasons why it's important to do so.
Yeah, and especially whenever you don't have any cell service.
that helps as well.
I have many times just turned my phone on airplane mode when I'm out on the woods. Like, do not text me. There is no room for that here.
It is necessary to have that kind of peace.
But I love having my phone so I can take photos, really shitty photos, because that's all the phone camera can do. But having photos of the things, it's almost, I find the photo taking in nature a very odd thing. I mean, I find it odd for humans in general that we have this overwhelming need to capture things. But I understand it too, because like you see this beautiful thing and you don't want to leave it, but you also need to move on. And so it's like, if you take a photo of it, it's like you can release yourself in the moment, but there's always that difficulty of whether or not you've
been present.
Yeah. Like, this is like insane to me. Like, people who are like videoing concerts or, only looking at everything through their screen instead of actually being present. But being present is also, it's a big part of being in nature, is being present, because if you're not present, then you might as well not gone in at all. But yeah, I do think it forces me to be more present if I can actually get out and be in nature for a while. Like, I feel like I almost feel like physically ill if it's been too long.
Yeah. Yeah. I always feel so rejuvenated as soon as we get there. Yeah. Like, canopy overhead, birds singing, dirt or gravel under my feet. I'm a happy camper. Like, that cortisol just drops. Like, I'm not thinking about house projects. I'm not thinking about work projects. It's just like, wow, this is nice. Yeah. I really want to be here.
It's good to want to be here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if there's anywhere you're like, I want to be here, you should hold on to that. Because it's few and far between. But you're right. You should, if you can, try to take some photos so that you have the memories, but also bring a journal or, use the notes app on your phone. That's what I do. But like, I feel like whenever my mind is released, I leave space for ideas to come.
Yeah.
Like we were walking yesterday and I was like, oh, that's an idea. And I wrote it down, and I just almost never do that. I'm purposefully sitting down to write, to have ideas, but like just walking in the woods, I had one. I don't know if it's a good one or not, but we'll find out and, poking at it.
Yeah, I've found like for years I've done it where I've like taken photos of things when I've been out on a walk or something, and that photo can inspire me later on something. It's like, it can
bring you back.
It can bring you back to that moment and how it felt without like having to be like, I have to come up with great ideas right now while I'm out here on this walk or I'm sitting out by this creek. And I feel like there can be some pressure sometimes to feel like I need to have inspiration now. I've been trying recently when I've gone on walks to not try to think of anything, like purposefully don't try to force myself to come up with good ideas. Like, just try to note all of the things, note the sounds, the smells, the textures of everything that's happening, the way my body feels, doing all the, what is it called? The sensory writing, but not writing.
Being mindful, really.
Just being really mindful of everything around me. So when I do go to write, that really I kind of have a cache of feelings and
stuff for your sense-bound writing.
Yeah. And which everything we've read means that it makes you a better writer to really put a lot of sense of the place and into what you're writing.
Yeah. I really like that about having the photo, because it can bring you back to a memory, and you can use that as a jumping off point for whatever it is you're writing about for your sense-bound writing. So you can be like, for the object/destination writing, you can look at that photo and here's some stuff, I can describe it now. And if I have characters, it'll be pretty easy to place them there, or whatever it is. If it's a memory, you could overlay that.
What is the name of the book that we're doing currently? We're doing a workbook on learning how to better, I think it's writing songs, isn't it? But
it's Songwriting Without Boundaries from Pat Pattison. That man's a genius. But if you're gonna read it, I would suggest reading Writing Better Lyrics first, because there's just so much good stuff in there, but it'll give you kind of the concepts about everything that you need to know for writing stuff. But this is just like exercises for getting the road under your feet, because that's what I struggled with. I was like, oh man, I can't get started because I have ridiculously high expectations for myself. But I also I want to do something incredibly great, to get started. It's like, if you just do exercises, you can be okay with
it not being great.
Yeah. It's like, it's not supposed to be great. It's just to be
that's
something.
a hard lesson to learn though. And like
Yes.
it being okay that this is kind of shitty.
Yeah. You need to give yourself permission to make shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's what like a lot of the people who teach creativity try to teach you, is that you have to be okay with being bad. Like you need to fail and fail quickly. You need to make shitty art. You need to do
and I feel like
things.
A lot of times they just kind of give you those platitudes and don't really explain
need a real
what they
direction
mean
for it,
by that.
yeah.
And so I feel like this has been really eye-opening for me. It's like, oh, this is what they meant by that. I didn't know because I've not done it before.
Yeah. There's a lot of gaps in education generally and always, but yeah, it's about songwriting. But I've been doing it even though I've not really have any interest in writing songs, but I do want to write better poems. I have a Substack.
And she's talking about writing better, but she's very talented.
Thank you.
But it is helping your confidence.
You can look it up. The Don Bird writes. You can judge for yourself.
If I can figure out how to get links and descriptions, I'll put it in there.
I've been doing this and I haven't been writing a lot for it recently. I guess I've just been like, I got a little bit choked up and I wasn't really sure what I'm doing. And so I've been trying to do this for a while to kind of just focus on doing this and kind of seeing where I end up with my inspiration with it all.
Mm-hmm. You've been doing phenomenally. Like the book suggests you do it with other people. So it's been good to kind of just we'll read the examples in the book and then write our own, and then we'll pass each other's devices to each other and then read through them. And it's so cool to see how you interpreted the prompt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been really cool reading yours because like you've never really shared that much of your writing with me in general. So it's been really cool to like see your perspective. I feel like it's an interesting way to get to know someone better as well.
I think he mentions that at some point and I was like, oh yeah, I didn't think about it that way. That is really cool. Like
kind of seeing how you perceive the world in general and the way that you would react or how you are reacting to all the different stimulus around you. And it's interesting showing like how different we interpret the things or how similarly we interpret the things.
Yeah. I've been enjoying both the similarity and the contrast there. It's been really cool.
Like our styles are very different, but like I feel like as it makes sense, like we're friends, like that we enjoy things similarly, like the way we view things, like a pond or like
bird.
How we would describe it would be similarly a lot of the time as things we both enjoy, but like little differences are interesting. But I found that like also interesting, like it's interesting to go into the woods and nature and whatever on your own, but it's also interesting to do it with someone else and seeing what it is that they find interesting. Because I find often like we gravitate towards slightly different things. Like even if it's the same thing, it's a different thing.
Aspect of it.
Yeah, a different aspect of that same thing, which is interesting. And it's just more obvious when you're writing about it. I guess like the nature thing, because nature is something that we have always connected on. It's one of the first things we did together was go hiking.
She was like, hey, I heard you go hiking.
Take me.
Take me. And then the rest was history. I did.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful.
You were very concerned that I wouldn't be able to handle it, but I did. I'm tough.
You're tough and beautiful.
8 miles all the way up to Springer Mountain on the Appalachian Trail.
You gotta go back.
It's been a while since we've done Springer Mountain.
I want to do the whole AT.
The whole AT.
The whole AT.
That's a lot of AT, man.
Yeah. It will most likely be section hikes because I have other ambitions that weigh more.
Yeah, you kind of have to abandon your entire life for like nearly a year to do that. I feel like it's a very specific time in your life that is capable to do the whole AT. I, in theory, would love to do it as well, but it's a lot. And if you have any responsibilities whatsoever, it's challenging.
Yeah.
But I feel like it would be a very interesting I think he would feel your writing. Like eventually, like that's just a very intense experience.
Vibing my writing, bro. Vibing my songs.
To be out there like in the elements almost exclusively for nearly a year.
Yeah, I need that.
Hopefully we will be able to sort it out at some point.
Maybe I should start a GoFundMe.
Maybe. Fund my trip up and down the Appalachian Trail.
Up and down.
Up and down. Do both ways. But yeah, I mean, I suppose there's not a lot. I mean, there's less to say than I suppose I thought there was about nature and art.
I think that was a good amount.
It's just freaking beautiful, man.
It is beautiful.
I just kind of like it.
I like it. I like it a lot. And I like what it does to me.
It makes me
Except
happy.
for ticks.
Except for ticks. Fuck ticks.
Fuck ticks.
Damn.
Damn.
If I could eradicate one creature from this planet,
It would be ticks.
It would be ticks and Donald Trump.
Fuck Donald Trump, am I right?
Donald Trump, am I right? Yeah. Probably a few others, but not. But in reality, ticks just need to die.
Yep.
They make everything so much worse. You don't need to be that way.
Tick checks.
I don't want to do tick checks. It's the worst part of the day. That's one of the worst parts about having moved a little bit more north, which I was not expecting to deal with ticks as much. Like, yeah, we have ticks in the deeper south, but not like this. Not like this. I have found 3 ticks in the past 2 days. Not thrilled.
I don't care for that.
That's the worst part. That's the worst part of nature is blood-sucking, infectious insects.
Lovely.
You know what's great? Trees.
Trees are great. Don't let the ticks hold you back, though. You can just take them off.
Don't let the little bastards grind you down.
Yeah, don't. Yes.
Yeah, no. It is totally like it's totally worth it to put up with the difficulties, which is kind of an analogy for life. Like there's a lot of difficulties in life, but there is a lot of things that make living worth it. Mm-hmm. Even though there are shitty bits that make life really crap and you wish that they didn't exist. There's a lot of things that make life good.
That's true.
And
nature is one of those.
Nature is one of those.
So go get out in it.
Yeah. Meet you out there.
And bring a sketchbook.
Yeah. I want to do that.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. Well, do you have anything else to say about nature right now?
I have a lot to say about nature, but I don't think
You don't think
right
he
now.
has time?
He.
The podcast is a boy.
Oh, I didn't know that. Mazel tov.
Yeah. And that's all the time we have today, folks.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye. 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 How's it going there, Total?